Honourable Minister.
Assistant Speaker, thank you. Na point of order, long gutla leader Blamilo Sinasina Yangumul. Me like Kamlo Disla explanation too, while I acknowledge the presence of our audience in this honourable House and to all our viewers throughout the country. Me been like explaining to all Sam. Lo giving big look save long Minister Blo Bougainville Affairs lo walk him na good report you may now hari me come long by petition committee chairman and all got this long information and very important lo yumi long kiss him na yumi can read through na allow him all the information lo marinate lo ting lo yumi na yumi they can come behind long debate long him. This now me sana pem long just acknowledge him, walk him. Na too long acknowledge him all people blow me lo Bougainville. Long tolerance belong all. Long tolerance for enduring this long journey of desire, passed down generation to generation, and now culminating into this very special moment in the history of Parliament. And I stand here as a proud Bougainvillean and also a Papua New Guinean because I share both bloods on both sides. And I speak with absolute clarity for the love of Bougainville and the love of Papua New Guinea. And I want to appreciate this Honourable House, Acting Speaker. Thank you for suspending standing orders today and giving undivided attention to the agenda of Bougainville. Mitok, thank you. This Honourable House absolutely demonstrates the bipartisan respect for the solemnity, the gravity, and the national importance of the Bougainville agenda. I think Speaker Somitok, thank you, Longolgata, Honourable leaders. This is certainly an unprecedented time for this Parliament. I think Speaker, I rise today with a profound sense of history, humility, and responsibility. I stand here in this Honourable House as the regional member for Bougainville, and as a son of Bougainville, and as a member for the National Parliament of Papua New Guinea. And on this historic occasion, Acting Speaker, I also speak on behalf of my fellow national members from Bougainville. Our Honourable Francisca Semoso, member for North Bougainville, our Honourable Member for Central Bougainville, Honourable Jimmy Miringtoro, our Honourable Member for South Bougainville, Honourable Timothy Masiu. Today we stand united as Bougainville, the four of us representing the National Parliament. We carry into the chamber the democratically expressed voice, hopes and aspiration of the people of Bougainville. Today, Parliament formally received the Bougainville referendum results, and I must again place on record our utmost gratitude to the Minister for Bougainville Affairs for shouldering such a monumental task in managing and ushering the results finally into the floor of Parliament. As you all know, this is not an ordinary parliamentary proceeding. It is a defining moment in our long people's history. We heard today from the chairman a very detailed journey of our country from the very earliest we could record. That detailed report, my honourable leaders, it is worthy of us reading through again that report to get a full appreciation of our journey and how we have evolved through that journey together. And that would help with this final joint consultation report. Acting Speaker, the documents being placed before the Honourable House are not merely administrative papers. They carry the voices, sacrifices, and the aspirations of the people of Bougainville. They also represent the solemn commitments made by the government of Papua New Guinea and the autonomous government under the Bougainville Peace Agreement and our national constitution. As we know, in 2019, the people of Bougainville participated peacefully and democratically in a constitutionally guaranteed referendum on their future political status, one in which, quite articulately expressed in its analogy of a mother about to give birth to a new life. The people chose overwhelmingly 97.7 as their choice for lasting peace, which is independence. The result was clear, the result was peaceful, and the result was decisive. It was not delivered through violence, it was delivered through the ballot box. It was made possible because former combatants chose peace over conflict, weapons were laid down, communities reconciled, and the people placed their trust in the agreed constitutional and democratic process. Today, Acting Speaker, that trust has brought us to the floor of the National Parliament. Acting Speaker, on this historic occasion, we remember those who lost their lives during the conflict. We remember the mothers who held their families together, the children who grew up surrounded by uncertainty, the churches that protected and comforted our people, the chiefs who maintained order, and peace builders who refused to surrender hope. We acknowledge the veterans and the former ex-combatants who had the courage to lay down their weapons and embrace dialogue. We recognize the leaders of Papua New Guinea and Bougainville, past and present, who remain committed to resolving our differences through a peaceful and constitutional means. Their courage and sacrifice made today possible. Acting Speaker, the Joint Consultation Report records the consultation undertaken by the National Government and the Autonomous Bougainville Government following the referendum. It captures discussions, positions, and jointly agreed outcomes reached through years of engagement. The Melanesian framework provides an agreed pathway for implementing an affirmative decision of this Parliament on the referendum result. Together, Acting Speaker, these documents provide Parliament with the information necessary to undertake its constitutional responsibility with wisdom, clarity, and respect. Today's tabling is therefore not the end of the process, Acting Speaker. It makes the beginning of Parliament's direct and solemn consideration of the question placed before it by the people of Bougainville. Acting Speaker, this matter must never be reduced to partisan politics. It must not become a contest between government and the opposition, nor should it become a source of division between Bougainville and the rest of Papua New Guinea. This is a national responsibility that rises above party lines, regional interest, and individual political ambitions. We are not being called upon to reopen the wounds of the past. We are being called upon to honor the peace that brought us here and to determine how we complete this process in a manner that preserves the dignity, security, and a future for all our people. The eyes of Bougainville, Papua New Guinea, the Pacific region, and the international community are upon this Parliament, Acting Speaker. History will judge us not only by the decision we ultimately make, but also by the maturity, wisdom, and the respect which we make. It is also at this juncture that I also want to amplify that how fitting are we able to then bring all this journey of both sides of the house, or both sides of our regions and our islands together, all culminating back into this respectful, honorable house, a house of Melanesia, a house of equals, house of leaders that constant dialogue is demanded upon all of us to embrace constantly. I strongly believe that the peace agreement, there may have been ambiguity in some parts of the peace agreement, but because of the wisdom of the past leaders who created and crafted the peace agreement, those ambiguity speak right to the heart of the Melanesian way of deconflicting, that we must continue to have a dialogue, and that peace will be found and solutions will be found through constant dialogue. I acknowledge the leadership of our Prime Minister, Honourable James Marape, and our President of the Autonomous Region of Bougainville, His Excellency Honourable Ismail Turama. Both leaders have carried the responsibility of sustaining dialogue through difficult and sensitive circumstances. I also acknowledge the Joint Supervisory Body, the Bipartisan Parliamentary Committee, the Independent Moderator, the Joint Technical Teams, officials of both governments, and all those who contributed to the Joint Consultation Report and the Melanesian Framework. And to the people of Papua New Guinea, we say this: the Bougainville question is not solely a Bougainville issue. It is a national matter arising from our shared history, our national constitution, and the commitment made under the Bougainville Peace Agreement. And to the people of Bougainville, your voice has reached the floor of the Parliament. Your vote has not been forgotten. Your sacrifice have not been forgotten. Your patience, discipline, and commitment to peace have brought us to this historical day. And I must emphasize again, I want to appreciate my people of Bougainville, past and present, for always embracing peace, for always enduring the commitment to stay on course and follow the process. It is the process, in my strongest view, that will see us through to our final aspiration. As Bougainville's 4 national MPs or national members, we carry the mandate and aspiration of our people into this chamber. And as we come to the finality to find a lasting solution, to craft out an unconventional, in my view, a solution that will be unconventional, because we will test the definition of sovereignty, and that we must look through the lenses of Melanesia and not to the Western lenses. That we will find our lasting solution to the aspirations of our people of Papua New Guinea in the far east side of our country, of the Bougainville people. Today we take another peaceful and constitutional step towards resolving one of the most significant questions in the history of Papua New Guinea. Acting Speaker, above all, let us continue to preserve peace. Above all, let us continue to embrace our Christian values, which has formed the foundation of our Constitution. May God bless the independent state of Papua New Guinea and the people of Bougainville. Acting Speaker, as I conclude, I again, as Leader of Government Business, I appreciate all leaders for suspending today's question time and carrying this forward, and having both Minister for Bougainville Affairs and our Chairman for Bipartisan present their report. And I encourage all of us now, as we come to our final speakers this afternoon, that we take this far and wide. And to our people of Papua New Guinea and Bougainville, all this information that is before the floor of Parliament today, Mipla Tok Tok Longem, it will be made available for you to also read. So we fully understand the journey that has now brought us this far, and that for us as leaders, it is about finding a solution. All the emotions, we've gone past that part of that journey. It's now incumbent on us to read through, fully understand, appreciate, and when we do come back in October, we can start constructing a new relationship, a relationship that will continue to embrace the 97.7 desire of the people of Bougainville and also acknowledge the sovereignty of Papua New Guinea. Thank you, Acting Speaker.